Hello everybody. Today I am sharing another journal with you. It's quite early in the morning here, so you may hear some bird calls in the background. I absolutely love it myself, but my apologies if anybody isn't the same way. Today I have a lovely little journal to share with you. It's a petite journal. It's more neutral tones, this one. I did mention that, it's like cleansing the palette type thing after making colourful things for a while. Something more neutral is enjoyable to make. So I've used all Crafty Me Shop laces and applique pieces in this journal. The mesh was my own. Also, some of the fabric was my own as well. On the front here, I have a lovely Crafty Me Shop lace piece. This piece, I think, actually had little pearls on it, but I removed the pearls for this journal. This gold, beautiful flower here is off an applique from Crafty Me Shop. And this little bit of mesh or tulle here is the top end of a lace, and a little off-cut piece here. I've put some stamens and mother of pearl buttons on the front as well. I've used the Sampool stamps and also the doily die cut by Sampool as well. I have lots of machine stitching in this journal, and of course the buttons and things have been hand threaded. So it's a it's a 2 signature journal and a little pocket in the center as well. That's the back of the journal, the Sampool stamp there, and my little logo at the bottom there. Lovely mesh closure, and it's a soft cover journal, and on the outside it's like a divider page. I've used them before, and on the inside I have some muslin fabric, and that's also from Crafty Me Shop. Gone over it here with some mesh lace. It's still got the little edging, top edging on it on that side. And I have a fabric pocket, and that was it was like a small runner that was from Crafty Me Shop as well, as with these little applique pieces. I've used a variety of papers in this journal. This particular paper here is actually decoupage paper, sorry, from Witchcraft Do You Do. I bought this quite some time ago now, and they're really, really pretty. I love the grey tones of it. And that's the back there, and I've just used some music manuscript paper on the back and some of my threads. The stickles I've used in the flowers on this journal is actually the Nouveau glitter drops, and this is in Gold Coast. I really do like that particular glitter for neutral palettes. All the papers have been tea stained, and I've also done some light stamping throughout. And it's a really nice size. It measures 6 1/4 inches by 4 1/4 inches, and there's approximately 48 pages in the journal. So we have another little pocket here with some more Crafty Me Shop. A little bit of glassine to finish the edge of that pocket off. And we have 2 tags. We have some embossed paper on this tag and another little tag in that. This is a Kaisercraft paper. Trying to use some of my paper lines up. You know, we tend to, we like to use our digitals and things, but then we're not using what we've already got. So I do like to try and go back and use my paper lines. I don't have a huge amount of paper lines, but I do want to use them. And that's the back there. A lovely little velvet vintage flower on that one. And then this one is also a Kaisercraft paper behind. And this centre part here is a digital from the Paper Cameo. I've used some of the classic collection, the ephemera pack, in this journal from the Paper Cameo. And I just love that green tone, and it, you know, it goes well with the cover. More stamping, just some tissue paper stuck on to the paper. Lovely lace there from Crafty Me Shop. I've used some vintage sequins in this journal as well. This is from the paper Cameo, and the background paper is a Kaiser Craft paper. This is a old folk art painting book I found, and I really like the designs on them, so I've just made a little flip with that one. And just the end pieces of lace that are left over. Sometimes you just want the lace part of it, you don't want that straight edge, so I keep them, and they make lovely little bows and things. Lace. I have a doily in the centre here, and more of the vintage sequins. Little, just another tag there with some of the Crafty Me Shop lace, vintage sequins on there. Lovely little flower. Take them down a little bit further. There we go. Some silk, that was my own fabric. A little bit of the feather stitch on the sewing machine. And I'll just stitch the button right through the page there. Another little edge of the lace. I have a little snips tin for all my Crafty Me shops, and that's where I got all these pieces from. Great way to use up the leftover bits, as is that. A little bit of sari silk and that little tiny piece there, which is ever so pretty. Can you see that? That was a leftover piece from this lovely piece here. It was in the center there, I think, or it was part of that one anyway. And I just threaded it through that garment pin. Beautiful trim from Crafty Me Shop. Some more tags. Some old music paper. And this is the paper Cameo on the Kaiser Craft, and these are the little snips from Sam Paul. That's a digital. Same sort of thing on that tag there. And these are just the offcuts. This green is just the offcuts from the cover I made. And then that's the first signature. And then in the center I have a glassine bag that I've just put in like a signature. It has a pocket on this side with a tag. And then that's the center. Once again using that decoupage paper, which is really pretty. And I've just used the muslin to make a couple of little tucks with some of the scrap lace from Crafty Me Shop over it, and I've used another Kaiser Craft paper and made a couple of little journaling spots. And I've got these flowers, and I think I did it in the fairy journal too. I just folded a couple of the petals over and stitched those in place. You'll see the stitch on the back. And I love the way that looks. It's ever so pretty. So I've done that on both of the tags. And you'll see the stitch at the back there. And I really do like the way that looks. Quite whimsical. And then another large tag on the back there. There we go. Once again, just the edges of lace that are left over, and just use them to make little bows. More corded lace. Another tag. And this little gold flower it was actually part of this flower. I took it apart and rearranged it and brought this one inside there. Just another tag. Same sort of thing. I don't want to catch the threads, that's all. Oh, we have some fabric in the spine there as well. And that's the center of the last signature. I've got some of that silk fabric there. And just once again, the edge of a lace trim. This one belongs to this particular lace. See how I've just cut that top part off and used it on the bottom of the page there. I used it right on the edge there, so you get the advantage of seeing it from this side as well. Another little tag there. Tuck spot. They're the snippet pieces. I might just have to put a little bit of glue under that corner. I'll do it now while I remember. Okay, and they're just the sample snippets there. Lovely little scrap of ribbon from Crafty Me Shop. I love that, it's so pretty. Music manuscript in the back there, and I've just made a tuck. I've cut, this is a flower trim from Crafty Me Shop, and I've just backed it on some tea stain paper to make it more solid. Little tuck spot here. There's a couple of little tags I've made. That one's not backed, but you can still write on that. I love the way that looks. So that's there. And then in here I've just got some offcuts of the Kaiser Craft papers, if you know, that can be used throughout the journal. Excuse me. You can stick them in or make your own little tags and things. There we go. Like that. A little ruffle down the bottom. A flower with the mother of pearl button. Another tag there. Another one there. There's that beautiful trim. Tuck spot. Lovely silk fabric. And then the last page is here. And a couple more tags. That's the other part of the doily die cut from sample that I used on the cover. And another little tag there, and that's the paper cameo from the classic collection. A bit of a ruffle and a bow on the back there. And that's the lovely little Petite journal that I've made. I hope you like it. I really enjoyed making this one. It was a lot of fun, and I think it's turned out very, very pretty. and very pretty. It's been nice because I've been out a lot this week. It's my son's last day of school today, so that's exciting for him. And he's a senior next year. He's in year 12, which is the last year of schooling next year. So, wow. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. It's been a long time coming, all my children going through school, and it's finally the last one is going to finish school next year. So mixed emotions there. Where does that come from? Very mixed emotions. I'm happy for him, but it's kind of it's almost like your job is done, isn't it? Although we're always their mother, so yes, it's very exciting for him and a lot going on. So doing something like this in between everything else and, you know, looking after my mother and my husband, of course, it's wonderful, especially the neutrals because they're very calming to work with. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're all keeping well. This will be in my Etsy store if anybody is interested. I just trim that little bit. I can pick and preen at these for ages if we allow ourselves to do it, but I kind of like the, you know, the little bits hanging out and things like that. So there we go. Thank you so much for stopping by today and watching, and I'm not quite sure what I'm working on next. I've still got Christmas things I'm working on the sideline. I've got to tidy up a little bit here, although it's not too messy because it was because I was using all my snips from my, let me show you. My never-ending snips tin. See, I've got little CMS snips on it. It used to be in a jar, but the more we work with our laces and things, the more little snips we get, don't we? So these are all the things, apart from that one piece of trim here that I took the top off. Everything in here, all these little bits, came from this tin. See, there's some of the muslin there and just lovely little bits to play with. It's wonderful. So we can make plenty more out of that. Okay, so take care everybody and keep well. Bye.